This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not professional, financial, or engineering advice. The numbers, dates, and claims you're about to hear come from publicly available automotive data, manufacturer statements, and industry reporting. Some figures are still evolving as the technology develops, so treat this as a starting point for your own research, not a final verdict. All right, with that said, let's get into it. A single motor, small enough to lift with two hands, is spinning fast enough to make a jet turbine look lazy. 20,000 revolutions per minute. That's the number Tesla quietly put on paper, and it's the number that just turned a quiet corner of the auto industry into a full-blown race. I'm your host here on Future EV Insider, and today we're pulling apart exactly what that number means, why a $1,000 price tag is suddenly attached to it, and why almost nobody outside the engineering world noticed until it was too late to catch up. Let's start with the number everyone is chasing. A normal gasoline engine tops out somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000 RPM before it has to rely on a multi-speed transmission to keep pushing power to the wheels. That's the ceiling combustion engines have lived under for over a century. Tesla's newest motor design blows past that ceiling entirely. It's built around a carbon fiber sleeve wrapped tightly around the rotor, letting it spin at 20,000 RPM while the car is doing 200 miles an hour without flying apart. The generation before it maxed out at 18,000 RPM at around 155 miles an hour. That jump might sound small on paper. In engineering terms, it's massive. Now here's where the money enters the picture. Building a motor that can survive those speeds isn't cheap, at least not at first. Early high RPM motor programs, the kind used in performance EVs and racing prototypes, have carried price tags in the tens of thousands of dollars per unit once you count rare earth magnets, precision balanced rotors, and exotic cooling systems. That's the traditional route. Expensive materials, expensive tolerances, expensive labor. But something else has been happening quietly in parallel. Manufacturers have been racing toward a very different target, a high-performance motor that costs close to $1,000 to produce. Not $20,000, not $10,000, somewhere near $1,000 in raw manufacturing cost. That's the real story behind the headline. It's not just about spinning faster. It's about spinning faster for a fraction of the price. To understand why that's such a big deal, it helps to know a little history. Electric motors have technically existed since the early 1800s, when scientists like Michael Faraday and later Nikola Tesla worked out how spinning magnetic fields could turn electricity into motion. For most of the 20th century, electric motors stayed in factories, appliances, and small machinery. Nobody was trying to push them past a few thousand RPM because nobody needed to. Then came the modern EV boom, roughly in the 2010s, when companies realized that if you wanted a car with no gears and instant power, you needed a motor that could rev far higher than anything under a hood before it. That's when the RPM race quietly began, one that most car buyers never noticed, because the number never showed up on a spec sheet next to horsepower. Here's the simple science behind why higher RPM actually matters. Electric motors make power by spinning a rotor inside a ring of magnetic fields. The faster that rotor spins, the more power you can pull out of a smaller, lighter package, without needing a heavy multi-speed gearbox to translate that power into speed. It's a physical relationship. Spin faster, and you can either get more power from the same size motor or the same power from a smaller, lighter, cheaper one. That second option, smaller and cheaper, is exactly what the industry has quietly been chasing. So why did this take so long to become public knowledge? Because the problem isn't really about ambition, it's about physics fighting back. Spin a rotor fast enough, and centrifugal force starts trying to tear it apart. The faster you go, the more heat builds up in the windings and bearings. The more heat, the more exotic and expensive the cooling and materials need to be. For years, the honest answer to why don't we just spin the motor faster was simple. Because it would destroy itself, or cost too much to keep from destroying itself. Overcoming that problem, without blowing the budget, is the real engineering puzzle that's been quietly worked on behind closed doors for the better part of a decade. Now let's talk about why the expensive route existed in the first place, and why it stuck around for so long. High-performance motors traditionally use rare earth magnets, which are expensive, geopolitically complicated to source, and require careful supply chain management. On top of that, ultra-high RPM designs often demand exotic bearings, tight manufacturing tolerances, and specialized cooling loops. Building all of that at scale, reliably, safely, is genuinely hard. That's not a conspiracy, it's just expensive engineering. Manufacturers that built businesses around premium, complex motor programs had every incentive to keep pushing that complexity, because complexity is what justified the price tag. It's the same logic you see across plenty of industries. The harder something is to build reliably, the easier it is to charge a premium for it. But the landscape is shifting. Some manufacturers have been experimenting with magnet-free designs like switched reluctance motors and simplified rotor construction that trades a little bit of peak efficiency, for a massive drop in material cost. Combine that with the RPM improvements we just talked about, and you start to see how a $1,000 high-performance motor stops sounding like science fiction and starts sounding like a genuine engineering target. It's not fully hidden information, more like the kind of detail that lives in technical papers and investor calls instead of headlines. Overlooked, not concealed. Let's walk through, in simple terms, how a shift like this typically plays out across the industry. First, a company pushes a performance ceiling higher, in this case Tesla's 20,000 RPM motor. Second, competitors scramble to reverse engineer or independently discover a similar approach, because falling behind on motor efficiency means falling behind on range, cost, and performance all at once. Third, as more companies chase the same target, manufacturing techniques simplify and materials get reconsidered, which is exactly when costs start dropping. Fourth, what started as a boutique, expensive technology slowly becomes a mainstream one. The same way features like power windows or anti-lock brakes went from luxury extras to standard equipment. That pattern has repeated across almost every major automotive technology shift in the last century, and by most industry reporting, the motor world is somewhere in the middle of that same cycle right now. What are people actually seeing as this plays out? Independent testing and manufacturer data on vehicles using these higher RPM motor designs commonly report noticeably quicker acceleration, quieter operation at highway speeds, and, in some configurations, modest efficiency gains, meaning more range from the same battery pack. These aren't universal guarantees, and results vary depending on vehicle weight, gearing, battery chemistry, and how the motor is tuned. But the general direction, more performance and efficiency from a smaller, simpler motor, shows up consistently enough across multiple manufacturers that it's not a one-off. Step back from the RPM numbers for a second, and there's a bigger pattern here worth noticing. This isn't really a story about one company's motor. It's a story about how expensive technology quietly becomes cheap technology once enough competitors are forced to solve the same problem at the same time. You see it in solar panels, in flat-screen TVs, and computer processors. The first version is a luxury. The 10th version is a commodity. Right now, the electric motor is somewhere in that transition, and the 20,000 RPM number is basically a signpost marking how far along that transition has come. Before we close things out, one more educational note. Everything covered here is based on publicly available specifications, manufacturer statements, and industry reporting available at the time of this video. Motor technology, pricing, and manufacturing methods are evolving quickly, so exact costs and performance figures can shift as new models and reports come out. This isn't a guarantee of future pricing, availability, or performance in any specific vehicle, and it isn't a substitute for checking manufacturer specs or doing your own research before making any purchasing or investment decisions. Treat this as a starting point for understanding where the technology is headed, not a final answer. So here's the bigger takeaway. Tesla didn't just build a faster spinning motor. It put a number on the table that the rest of the industry now has to answer, and the real prize isn't 20,000 RPM by itself. It's who can hit that number for close to $1,000 a unit instead of tens of thousands. That race is already underway, mostly out of public view, in engineering labs and supplier contracts rather than press releases. If this helped you understand something about where EV technology is actually headed, do us a favor and share it with someone who'd find it useful too. And if you want more breakdowns like this one, stories about the technology shifts happening quietly behind the headlines, go ahead and subscribe to Future EV Insider. We'll keep digging up what's actually changing under the hood, so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.